Hey everyone, welcome back. So this is our second class where we're gonna break down some exercises on the mat. Today I have some help from two props. One is a ball. It's a squishy ball. Let's say you don't have a ball. You can use a pillow. That will work because the ball isn't gonna go in between our thighs. Perfect. I also have a dish towel from Costco. The Costco part, don't worry about it. Whatever, grab a dish towel, kind of long. I'm gonna use that for several things. One is to grip it like this when we practice rolling halfway down and up. And then the other way, I'm gonna fold it as support for our low back. So multiple ways today we're gonna use the towel. This is a bit more in detail than the first class was because we're gonna work on moving our spine in the other three directions that we weren't doing, well, in the first one. Flexion, extension, and side bending, which is lateral flexion. I promise you that is as fancy as I'm gonna go with words, trust me. But in a Pilates class, it's important to work always our spine in all ways, and that's what I'm going to try and do today. One thing to remember, perfection just doesn't exist. We're moving. We're going to make mistakes. We get tired. It's all good. Okay, I'm doing with this with you. I get tired. Move at your own pace. And again, let's just have a little fun with this. Okay, we're gonna stand up to start things out. So we're gonna stand today to warm up and then we'll hit the mat. Feet hip distance apart. I'm just gonna take a few big breaths. Inhale and exhale. Close those eyes, big breath in. And out through your mouth. Let's add the arms. Inhale. And exhale. Big breath in. And exhale. Just moving those arms. There's no right or wrong. Big inhale. And exhale. All right, from here, we're just gonna get a little bit of movement in that right arm. So I'm gonna take it up and circle it around. Everybody looks different here with how far up the arm goes or how far back it goes. At this point, it just doesn't matter. Move. We all have different ranges of motion. We'll talk about that going forward in other classes, mobility. But for right now, I just want you to circle that arm up and around. We're warming up. And this next one, I want you to take that arm up, wherever that arm may be. Maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit higher. Just hold it there. Fingertips are up to the ceiling, palm faces the side of the room. That other arm is long. I'm gonna do a little bit of side bending. Let that arm, left arm, travel down that leg as you side bend over. And back on up. Inhale. Exhale, side bend. So my left arm is helping me. It's traveling down that leg. Here's what might be happening. You're kind of side bending a little bit more forward. The arm goes forward. That happens to everyone. We want to try and be right there, pointing those fingertips directly to our left and back on up. Take that arm down a second. Shake it out. I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint that I like to talk about when we side bend. So one more time, take that arm straight up to the ceiling, wherever that straight arm is for you. See the distance between your ear and your bicep? You want to keep that distance. So I'm going to hold my fingertips from my ear to my bicep and side bend over. Okay. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes the arm flies away. We want that exact same distance from the ear to the bicep and come back up. Another one, and we're switching sides. Inhale. Exhale. Free arm sliding down the leg. Same distance. And then coming on up, let that arm go down and shake it out. All right, let's move the left arm. So just circling it. No big deal. Your range of motion. Just kind of opening up that shoulder. We're really not doing too much upper body today on the mat. So feels kind of good. All right, here we go. That arm's gonna go up. Right arm's long. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Side bend. And then hand travels up. You're nice and tall. Big inhale. Exhale, side bend. Okay, let's check out where we are in space. We're not like this. That arm's not here. It's not out here. We've got that equal distance. Come back up. Remember, equal distance here, side bend. It does not have to be that big of a range of motion, and then up you go. One more here, because that arm gets a little tired. Let that right arm travel down that leg. Remember, my head's not like this. Keep that space. Up you go. Done. We're going to revisit side bending at the end of class on the mat. Just a nice way to warm on up. Okay, let's sit on the mat. Ball and small towel. We're going to use them. Okay, ball is going to go in between those thighs. In between those thighs. And you're going to take that towel, and I'm going to get it long ways, so I'm going to wrap it up, my Costco towel, and take it under behind my legs. So I'm holding onto each end of the towel with my hands. My feet are gonna stay flexed, and I'm gonna squeeze that ball. I'm gonna press that towel back behind my legs and give me a big inhale. Exhale, we're gonna roll that spine halfway down. Have you ever heard of a roll down in Pilates? Yep, it has many names: rolling up, rolling down, finding that C curve. We do it a lot in here. For today's purposes, I want you to take the onus off that low back and focus on the abs. That's why I have you gripping onto that towel as you go halfway back. And then use that towel to slowly bring yourself on up. Trying to sit up tall at the top. Inhale, exhale, we go down. I might go a little lower now. And coming on back up. Again, you don't compare to me or anyone else. You go down as low as 1, your back doesn't hurt, and 2, you might feel a little bit uncomfortable with those abs. Squeezing that ball, coming all the way on up, pressing into that towel, opening that chest, and sitting up tall. You're going to hold it here a second. Hold it. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. As you exhale, squeeze the ball even more. Let's say you're starting to feel this in the low back. Bring your upper body up a smidge. Again, use those arms here. As you squeeze the ball, I want you to think of squeezing those abs. One more time. Coming all the way on up. let go of that towel a second and round over. Okay, here's something that might happen when you're doing roll downs or up in a Pilates class. You might start to feel a lot of pressure right here. It feels uncomfortable here, which in turn goes into your low back. That might be your hip flexors, which is common. You probably hear, oh, my hip flexors are tight, or a best way to kind of alleviate that pain is instead of being in this parallel position, you take your knees and turn them out a bit. You can still have the ball. You won't be squeezing on it as much, but all of a sudden it'll alleviate a little bit of pain back here. I always say, when in doubt, turn out. So I'm going to stay turned out and I'm going to lose the ball. Actually, I lied. I'm going to keep the ball. Weekend brain. But I'm going to say I'm turned out. Grab the towel, and this time it's going to go behind your right leg, right above your knee. Again, you got a nice grip on there. You're going to go halfway back. Okay, so now I'm rotated to the right. Rotated, okay? I'm pulling that towel to help me stay upright. I'm going to scoop my belly a little bit more and then lift up. So small. I'm sure you've been to classes where you see a lot of this. No, it's small. Smaller the better. Think, I'm coming around and punching you in the gut. To maybe go a little lower and then back up. The towel is here to help you, and it is always an option when you take a class and you're doing rolling up and down. My knees are pointed straight ahead. I'm just twisting to my right. Let's come on up and take a break a second and round over. I am a big fan of resetting, taking a break when we do roll downs, because I don't care how strong you are, you get tired rolling. Your back hurts, okay? Let's be real, you know. It happens to me, it happens to everybody. So coming on up, getting a bit of a forward fold is fine. All right, let's go to the other side. Ball's here, I'm still turned out. Take that towel behind the left. I'm gonna turn slightly to my left and roll halfway back. Here we are. All right, I'm holding tight on that towel to help me here. And I'm breathing. Again, we go down and up. Again, let's go down and hold it here. All right. I'm squeezing the ball a little bit heavier with the inside of my left thigh. That helps with my bit of twist. Small, roll maybe a bit further. And what that means is you're sucking in your gut a little bit further. Then up, down, and up. So small, use that towel. Are you breathing? Just breathe in and out right now. Notice how my feet are further away, not like this. That helps your back. Let's come all the way on up and round over. Okay, what can that look like aside from using the towel? We lose the towel. I'm still turned out for purposes I'm getting tired, so I want my legs turned out. We go halfway back. We have a nice grip on our legs, but it ain't as good as when I had the towel. I mean, you don't want like a death grip, but your grip isn't as heavy as it was. So this is harder here and here. We'll transition to this, even harder. So I'm gonna come on up. What are my suggestions? Towel, keep both hands here, And when we lift an arm, you can do one at a time or not at all. Here's where you stay and do all the add-on stuff. No need for this yet, no need, but this is the progression of things. Coming on up, done, lose that ball, and just kind of round over and look non-Pilates-ish for a second. So many variations of a roll down, a half roll down, I should say. Again, you do you. But going forward in my mat classes and reformer, you'll see me add on to the difficulty. Okay, why don't we lie on down? Before we do it, I want you to fold your towel so it's got a little bit more cushion. All right, my dish towel. I'm gonna scoot myself a little bit forward and lie on down, and I'm gonna take a stretch real quick. One knee, then the other. My knees are open wide, and I'm just gonna rock side to side. This feels good because we did a lot of core work in that C curve. Okay, from here, kind of like we did in our first class we did. Looking where my ball was. Okay, let's do a little bit of pelvic curling. Ball goes back in between those thighs again. All right, we talked about this the other day where my lady parts, you're gonna go down to that 6. See how my ribs are kind of jetting out there, and then to the 12, the belly button. So we're gonna flow from the 6 to the 12. I got a nice squeeze of that ball. We're not doing any bridging today. My feet are close to my bum. So just rolling that spine and finding that breath. Inhale and exhale. Back and forth. Few more. Good. One more. Perfect. You're coming back to that midpoint. Remember we talked about that yesterday where it's not this, it's not that, not yesterday or whenever you saw the first one. We're right there in between. Take the ball out, get rid of it. See this guy here? We're gonna place him under, right there at the base of our spine. Right there. Okay, this gives us a little bit of cushion, a little bit of padding for what we're gonna do next. We're not lifting our head. You're gonna take that right leg to tabletop and slowly set it down, slowly. And let's go to the left. We're doing a little bit of core work here without lifting our head. So because that towel is there for me, I feel it and I'm pressing my low spine down on that towel. One and then the other. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a very big deal, but I'm pretending that I have 5 pounds hooked to my ankles as I lift each leg. Place my hands on my core, and I feel a little bit of a tremble. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. We're working our core while we're moving our limbs. Stability through here. If you want to even go further, we're focusing on our deep abdominals. Different from when we were rolling halfway down. All right, things are gonna get a little bit harder. You're gonna take those legs up one at a time. All right, already I feel a difference. I feel like I wanna pop my ribs, but I'm gonna take my hands and try and push them down and find that towel. I'm also going to go to that turned out position. I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to breathe, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. One more, inhale, and exhale. One foot down at a time. Just relax a second. I'm hungry. I just heard my stomach growl. So we just figured out that lifting both legs up is a big challenge. We're going to do it one more time. I'm going into turned out. I'm going to lift one leg up. I'm in turned out. I'm going to lift the other one and glue my feet together. I'm turned out. If I brought my legs like this, you see that my ribs are popping. I'm going to bring my knees back and try and find that towel with my low spine. I'm going to breathe, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One down, done. What might that look like in a class? You might not need the towel after a while, or use the towel. It's up to you. If I take the towel away, I don't have that padding there. So my goal is to not arch my back. The padding helps. I have some people who use it and they've been practicing Pilates for a really long time. So that is up to you. One leg might lift, the other lifts, both arms lift, all right? That might be what a class would be like. We do the dead bug. So let's say we're doing that in class, all right? You have your towel available. You can always opt to not do the arms and just do the legs, but I actually often think that that's even harder. There's always ways we can modify this or bring one foot down. So again, you do you. All right, we're gonna come on up. Coming on up and talk about the plank, the infamous plank. Many ways to plank. You see so many variations online of planking, but there is absolutely a way you can find a plank that suits you. All right, this time I'm going back to folding my towel, again, that lengthways, because I'm going to use it to support my knees. First, I'm going to show you how a straight arm plank is done, the traditional way. Hands are flat. Remember, we found this 4-point kneeling position in our first round of basics. You're going to take one foot back and then the other and hold it here. All right. On my toes, my feet are flexed. I feel a big stretch in the backs of my legs. Shoulders over wrists. I'm looking slightly ahead of myself and I'm pausing here. This, my friends, is hard. I'm trying to drop my hips, but I'm not looking like that. Did you see how I'm winging my shoulder blades out? I'm pushing up and away off the mat and holding that position. This is a full body workout. All right, great. Great for some people, not great for others. So what do we do to modify in a straight arm plank? I'm going to show you. First off, I'm going to move the pad from my knees back. All right. Here we are. You're in that 4-point kneeling position. I want you to take a walk. Well, first off, I want you to flex those feet. Toes go on the floor. And you're going to take a walk forward and forward and forward. All right, this seems to be pretty good to me. I'm going to drop my hips a little bit. My chest is proud in front of me, and I'm going to hold it. So I have my knees down. That helps. It helps a lot. However, I'm still feeling work. I'm not like that again. I'm in a position for me where I feel my core shaking and my upper body working. We avoid something like this. Again, push up and away off the mat and we hold it there. Maybe you want a little bit more challenge. You walk those hands a little bit more forward, but that's it for me. That's as far as I'm gonna go, right there. And then walking yourself on back and finding a child's pose. Let's say being on the straight arms isn't gonna work for you. You can go to your forearms. I'll tell you what a forearm plank looks like and how I get into it. My forearms go down. Here I am, sticking my butt back. I'm gonna take one foot back, one leg, and then I'm gonna go into this forearm. Again, I'm flexing my feet. I feel a nice stretch in my calves, and I'm pressing my forearms down on the mat. I'm trying to avoid this as best as I can, lowering my hips and holding it there. I'm looking straight ahead. I don't have a dumped head, and I'm breathing. I can feel my center shaking. I'm gonna come down and walk back. All right, what does that look like modified? We're gonna stay on the knees again, all right? You're gonna walk those forearms, curl those toes under. I like that. Why? Because I feel like I'm working the backs of my legs too. I'm gonna shimmy myself forward, 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 and then I drop my hips. Same kind of thing. You can have those toes curled under, or if this feels better for you, do that. It just doesn't matter. For me, I like this. Gives me a little bit more stability for some reason. Don't ask me why. And hold. Elbows over shoulders. And hold. And breathe. Walking yourself on back. Child's pose. Excellent job. I'm going to walk those knees a little bit more forward. I'm going to round that spine up and back. Rounding up. And then back, that child's pose position. All right, from here, you're going to grab your ball and you're going to lie on your stomach. Carefully coming on down. I'm going to lose the towel. Get it out of my way. All right, my ball is a little squishy. You want a little bit of a squish in your ball. You're gonna rise yourself on up and place that ball where the boobs are. Women or men, we all got boobs. And we're just gonna stay here. You're gonna bend those elbows and just rest yourself into the ball. So this is how we extend the spine. When we started class, we were doing our little C curve, half roll downs. So we were making that C, now we're making the opposite of a C. This is another way we move our spine. But it can be challenging for a lot of people. So having this ball here is great support. Elbows are bent, just take all the tension out of your upper body. You're gonna straighten those arms slightly, put pressure into those palms and look ahead of you, and then back down. Let's do a few. Inhale and exhale. We're not going very far up. Again, I keep saying this, you need to do you. And back. Just try and relax, lifting and lowering. Because of the position my arms are in, I'm feeling this a little bit in the backs of my arms. What might this transition to? Letting those arms go by your side, lifting a little bit on your own, and then lowering. So now we don't have any help from the arms. I'm barely moving here. I'm lifting my chest slightly and down. Resting. Finding that breath. You'll see people coming up a bit higher and then back down. It really doesn't matter. You do you. Up a little bit and down. We'll get a little bit more particular about this during classes that I teach, talking about those hip bones, but for now, I just want you to do this small movement. Take one more. And elbows up, transition back into a child's pose. The end is in sight, so I can eat some lunch. Okay, we're gonna go back to sitting. Go back to sitting. The ball, yet again, is gonna go in between those thighs, and we're gonna lie on down. We've got our towel, right? Oh, let me make sure my microphone, because if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be so upset if I've done this whole thing and my microphone isn't working. Okay, I'm gonna bend those knees. Feet are gonna go a little bit more towards the butt. I'm gonna take this towel and place it around my head, okay? My elbows are probably pointing kind of to a 2 and a 10 on the clock. From here, squeeze that ball, inhale. Exhale, use that towel to lift the head and back down. Okay, that head is just heavy in that towel. Yeah, your arms are helping you a lot. And down. Breathing. And down. How far you lift that head is up to you. Do not use me as a guide. Right now, I just want you to focus on relaxing the head and neck. On this next one, I want you to hold it up there. Hold it and squeeze on the ball. As you breathe, inhale and exhale. You're letting the head stay heavy. And this is a lot of work on the arms. I feel my arms working. I'm using this towel, though, as just a helpful way to allow your abs to feel the work and not strain in your head or neck. I said that before, I know. Let's take a break. Arms go down. And take a break. So we've talked about moving the spine in a few different directions. This is flexing the spine. As we lift the head, finding that C. Same kind of movement as when we were sitting up and rolling halfway down. That too is flexing the spine. When we were on our bellies, we were extending the spine. From here, you're going to give me an inhale. Exhale again, lift the head. I want you to rotate slightly to the right and squeeze the ball and release. Since we're turned to the side, we're working the side of our abdominals, obliques. One more breath. Squeeze the ball. Come on down. Take a break. One more side to do, and that's the left. Grab the ball. Not the ball, the towel. Hello, am I talking? Inhale. Exhale, we come up to center and rotate over to the left. Same thing, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Big inhale. Exhale. Coming on down. Let go of the towel. Let go of the ball. Let the ball go by your side. Lift one leg up and the other and rock side to side. All right, let's talk about what that eventually will transition in for you. I'll show you a few examples. One foot down, then the other. Hands will go behind your head. That will act as your towel as you lift and lower. Let me tell you what goes wrong here. Like, okay, that was an exaggeration. But, you know, your neck is going to bother you just because you want to go up higher, you think it looks right. No, forget about it. All right? Remember how you were resting your head in the towel? Rest your head in your hands and lift. It doesn't need to go that high. I'm not even going that high, but I feel a little bit of shake happening. And back down. Again. Your fingers are interlaced. They're supporting the head here. And back down. A lift of the leg might happen. The difficulty has gone up now because you got to worry about the weight of the leg. How about this? Inhale. Exhale, no help with the head. Arms go by your side. This is hard. Back on down. We transition. You'll see this. And you want to get really challenging, both legs up, we see this. This, my friends, is hard. The core, your breathing, inhale and exhale. Lot to think about here. You're not like this. You're not like that, popping the ribs. Back down you go. All of this stuff is what we move on to once we get the basics down. Hey, you're taking a mat class, you're like, forget it. I don't want to lift both legs. Lift one leg and stay like this. The foot that's down on the mat is going to help you. You're going to push that foot down to bring yourself up and back down. I always like to come back to this as a breather, a stretch. This is your workout. You take the breaks where you need to. All right, my friends, the end is in sight. We're gonna glamorously come on up. Remember that side bend we did at the beginning of class where I had you standing and going over? We're gonna do that sitting. Have you ever heard of a mermaid in Pilates? I'll show you what a mermaid is. One leg is going to go forward, bent in front of you, and the other leg is going to go behind you. Right away, I feel a pinch right here. Hips in line with that knee or a little further back, and that left hand is down. This is the typical mermaid that you see people doing in side bending. However, at the beginning of your journey, this might not feel very good. We'll get there. Bring those legs forward. Do you like crisscross applesauce? Do that. Or do you just like to have those knees slightly bent out in front of you? Do that. That's where I'm going to stay. Same principles apply though. We're going to take that right arm up. All right, we've got that distance. But now my left hand's going to be on the mat and it's going to help. I'm going to bend that left elbow as I side bend. Still getting that space between my bicep and my ear, and then back on up. Give me an inhale. Exhale over. Do you remember on our first class, we ended similarly sitting like this and our arms were out to the side of the room and we were rotating from side to side. Now we're going to add on and do something very similar. You're going to hold it there. Remember, I got this imaginary string here, bring it. You're going to look at those fingertips and find a bit of rotation in that spine. Up and over. Breathe. Woohoo! Other side. Hand, left arm up. Okay, I'm gonna bend that elbow a bit to give me a side bend. Remember, I'm not like this. I'm trying my best to get that arm in line with my head and keep that space. Up we go. Always an option to sweep that arm down and then find it over. Up, sweeping that arm down. Inhale, exhale, flowing into that side bend. Hold it here. Don't break the string. Rotate. Everybody's rotation looks different. So what I'm imagining is from my hips all the way down to my legs, I'm in cement. I am rotating through my waist, not this. Okay, no. You just rotate, looking at those fingertips of the mat, coming back through center and up. Okay. I hope you've learned a little something throughout this beginning mat series. Have I covered every Pilates exercise you're going to do? Heck no. But what I do know is that the basics are always the best. And when you start your practice and start taking other mat classes, you will be amazed at how your body will tell you, yeah, that feels good, or yeah, not today. Go with that intuition. I still go with that intuition to this day, many years later. As we go into other mat classes, you will hear me say big inhale and exhale. The breathing, while very important in Pilates, is tough at the beginning because you're trying to learn the exercises. But as you learn the exercises, you will realize how the breath helps you. Taking a big inhale and exhaling. Do you have to make a noise like me? No, that helps me. I like to hear me exhaling because I can feel that air coming out of my rib cage. I just need you to be breathing, and whatever that looks like for you. Look, I'm excited to work with you in your Pilates journey. To me, there's really nothing better. I could go on and on about how Pilates has influenced me, but the greatest thing it's done is given me confidence in life and just walking, doing errands day to day. So whether it be me or with someone else, a group class in your community or on your own, I hope you continue practicing. And of course, I would love it to be with me because I am a good time. Yeah, as a teacher. All right, thanks for joining me.